What's up friends, it's Joelle. Welcome back to another video. This month marks exactly 1 year that I've been graduated from college, which is pretty crazy since a lot of my content in the past has focused on getting into college. I thought it'd be worthwhile to talk about what life after college is like. So as I am slowly but surely inching away from being able to call myself a recent college grad, I wanted to share with you guys a bit about what I feel like my college experience gave me to fare post-grad life, and also what it didn't give me, things that I had to figure out on my own. As I was preparing this video and just thinking about where I'm at in life right now, I thought it'd be interesting to reflect on what I thought my life would be like after graduation. For one, I definitely did not think I'd be back living at home in San Francisco at age 23. I thought I would be in New York or LA, living in a cute apartment with a glamorous entertainment job and doing fun social things with a bunch of new friends that I've made in postgrad that are in my industry. However, obviously my life is very much not that. I am at home, as I said, with my family, and part of the dream job thing was true. I ended up at a company that I'd wanted to work for a really long time, and I'm really excited and thankful to be here. As for friends, even though I really expected to be able to make a lot of new ones, I to some degree have, but mostly have directed my efforts towards rekindling friendships from high school, since a lot of my high school friends are back in our hometown as well, and in maintaining friendships from college, since I realized that with quarantine, with the world being shut down, that it's really important to hold on to those longer term relationships, and now distance really doesn't matter. I think with keeping these expectations versus my reality in mind, it can be really easy to fall into bouts of frustration or feeling inadequate compared to where I felt like I should be, just watching Friends or New Girl or even Sex and the City and seeing people live these really glamorous city lives on their own. But I think I've been really thankful to kind of slide out of that mindset of feeling like I'm behind or feeling like I'm living an inferior post-grad experience, because I'm able to benefit in a lot of ways that I didn't expect. I didn't expect to have so much time at home with my family. I didn't expect to have the comfort of a home and not being in a tiny shoebox apartment. I didn't expect this time to be able to reflect on things and not be moving so quickly and being so focused on the next thing, and really be able to take time to slow down, which I feel like being stuck at home has definitely forced us to do. It's forced me to become a lot more comfortable with myself and with my own expectations of what progress looks like, and also with where I feel comfortable, in the areas where I should feel comfortable, and the areas where I should be stretching myself. I know some people had questions about how to make friends in postgrad, and I would say you make it through hobbies, through communities like church and work, and mutual friends, sometimes dating apps. Though I'm really lucky to have been able to make a few friends in my postgrad life, truly I cannot say I'm an expert at this by any means. Next, I was reflecting on whether college actually gave me tangible skills that I use in my everyday life. I think a big question a lot of us have when paying for expensive education is how much of this will I actually use once I leave here? In my personal experience, not a lot, but the skills I have learned have been really applicable to a wide range of things, such as scheduling, time management, my work ethic, critical thinking, woohoo, liberal arts, and stress management. These things are definitely a little less tangible than, say, the statistics I learned in college, but it's been really, really helpful for me to find success in my career, in my personal life, and just in my mental health. Some specific skills that I wish I had gained when I was in college, but definitely did not gain, were things like practical industry knowledge of the entertainment industry, how to be professional in my field, or even things like budgeting and personal finance. I think definitely my school gave me some resources and some people that I could access to learn these skills, but really learning them came down to my own personal drive and determination to find out how to operate myself in the industry I was going into. I complained about this a lot in college, but my school really didn't have much of a background in the entertainment industry, so a lot of my digging came from just the internet and finding the right people. I realize this kind of makes it sound like I didn't learn anything practical in college, but truly there are some things that I still hold on to today. I'm really thankful that my design thinking courses forced me to think outside the box and to remember that there's no such thing as a crazy idea, and that creativity can be tapped into in a variety of different ways. By studying animation, I gained a very deep appreciation for a number of different art forms, and also creative storytelling in ways that I don't think I would have noticed had I not studied animation and digital arts the way that I did. Particularly in my film classes, I feel like I learned collaboration like no other because you relied on other people so freaking much in those classes, and it could be incredibly frustrating but also the most rewarding. Additionally, even though I really don't use my economics finance knowledge a ton in my daily life, except for, in some personal finance stuff, I think that my econ classes honestly just taught me that I'm smart. This sounds so dumb, but it can be so easy to lose self-esteem and to second guess your own intelligence. So I know those were a handful of skills that I feel like I got from my college experience, and some that I didn't get from college. Some other things, though, that I feel like I gained in college are things like networking opportunities, which I think is the biggest thing that we pay for a lot of college, is just access to people with life experiences and perspectives that are willing to help you along the way because you have a shared experience, which is pretty awesome. On a not so positive note, college also gave me a number of insecurities, such as I mentioned, my intellect, also my physical attractiveness, but I feel like this time after graduation is giving me so much opportunity to slow down and really evaluate where I picked up those insecurities and be able to work through them. Additionally, college did give me a really wide breadth of knowledge. Who again, go liberal arts. I realized that I'm not afraid to tackle new topics and ideas by taking such a wide range of classes and feeling like I have the vocabulary to at least scratch the surface on a number of different disciplines, as opposed to staying away from what I'm afraid of because I don't know anything about it. However, unfortunately, I feel like on the other hand, by going through a kind of bigger name school, I do have a bit of a chip on my shoulder where I feel obligated, like I need to succeed in some way and be able to show that my education was worth it, that I am not wasting my degree or that money that my parents spent on my education. Though that can be kind of seen as a bad thing, as a stress-inducing need to succeed. On the other hand, it can actually be really motivating and inspiring because I am so thankful for the opportunities I had in college. I am very determined to make sure that I use all of it and that none of it is wasted. The last thing that I feel like college really gave me was a sense of community. And I mentioned the difficulties with making friends in the era of COVID as a recent graduate, and I'm seeing even more how important these communities have been in my college and postgrad life. There are some friends that I anticipated staying close with, but that have been much harder to stay in touch with than I expected, and also other friends that I've grown significantly closer to since graduating, which is awesome despite the fact that we really haven't seen each other in person much at all. College is one of those really interesting places where you go through a lot of defining moments together. So even though I have friends that are now in different countries, in very different fields, and doing very different things with very different lifestyles, we all have the shared experience, which is really wonderful because we have ways to connect and also ways to teach each other as we're experiencing different parts of the world. So in conclusion with all of this, as my younger sister is actually applying to colleges, I realized that a lot of the skills that I use and a lot of the knowledge I use is absolutely not specific to Dartmouth. That being said, I absolutely would not trade my experience for anything. I think that is very pivotal for me to go to Dartmouth, and it was the right thing for me. I believe that God brought me there for a reason, and I am so thankful for it. But I know that wherever I would have gone, even though my path would have looked very different, I'm fully confident that I would have come out with the same skills, but perhaps in a different manifestation. I don't know how many of you viewers out there are currently applying to colleges or just taking a next step in life, but I hope this is somewhat encouraging just from someone who is currently processing through a major life transition, that these things find a way to work out. I don't think that there's ever one set path that we necessarily all need to follow, but I think that some things do happen for a reason. I'm very thankful that I've been able to trust God throughout this entire bizarre process of growing up to see the fruits of my labor and my efforts manifest into what they are today. Post-grad time can bring so much uncertainty. There's so much less structure to my life than there was in college. It feels strange, honestly, to become kind of nostalgic for a period of life that was once so close, but with these opportunities to reflect and to appreciate what I got from those experiences, I also am able to acknowledge their shortcomings and get excited for the future. And knowing that my past has prepared me for where I currently am, and knowing that my present will prepare me for my future, even though I have no idea what the hell that is going to look like. I know this video was kind of rambly and all over the place and not exactly my typical advice structure video, but I hope that it was helpful or interesting for any of you guys who might be experiencing a life transition or just taking more time to reflect on who you are and where you are. We can reflect together. Thank you all so much for watching as always. Love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!